Hey guys, Brad from Team Crimson here with
Dekin.
And today we're going to be talking about the Keter Sanctuary reveals, the Stoicheia reveals, along with a couple of Dragon Empire and Dark State reveals that were over the weekend. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to go over the Dragon Empire, the Grade 2 reveal first. That was from the Ride deck. That's going to be going into the Ride deck. And then we'll go over the two Dark State reveals and then get into all of the new stuff that was revealed today during today's stream. But do you want to read that Blaze Maiden first?
So Blaze Maiden Rayu, grade 2, 10k, 5k shield. Heal auto when this unit is rode upon by Chakra Birthy Divine Dragon Nirvana. Soul Blast 1, search for up to 1 Verena, reveal it, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. And then continuous Vanguard Ripcord. During the battle it attacked, it gains plus 2k. So pretty spicy.
I like it. I like it a lot. So, riding the Grade 2 over the Grade 1 will get you Trickstar, and then riding Nirvana over this Grade 2 now will get you Virena. So that's the searchers we need. Hopefully, the order card does something a little bit more spicy as well. But so far, we're just seeing that some of the Dragon Empire stuff, just it kind of puts out some big numbers, some big beefier numbers, which I'm liking. And then obviously, if you get the over trigger, you can restand the Vanguard. That's pretty cool too. But it is a little bit vanilla. Like I don't want to review the whole deck. I don't want to get. I guess I don't want to get into the whole thing of reviewing the whole deck and everything like that. But this is a card that definitely was needed. For Dragon Empire.
So like that helps a whole lot. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter what you're playing, it adds your Trickstar and now it adds your Verena, which is what you need to over the whole mechanic and focus of that deck is getting to progress as soon as possible.
Yes. And then hopefully I'm really hoping that I don't know if in set 1 or something if we're gonna have a whole different kind of style, or if that Grade 3 if that the main cover card or whatever, if that's a Virena and is in some way going to actually be searchable through this, or we're going to have to get a whole another Ride deck in general. But I don't know, but it definitely needs some more overdress cards, and I think this deck will actually be pretty decent.
Yeah, I would like to where when you overdress a column or something, that'd be cool. Or like when you kill some power buffs, like that'd be cool.
My craziest imagination was being stupid and stuff of like, cool, like what if it's a Grade 3 Virena and in set 1 and you saw electricity and stuff shooting off of it, so what if it's like got a Narukami-esque type skill where like maybe it attacks, I could like attack the front row. I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, that'd be hysterical. Have like, a bird or something attacking the front row.
Yeah, or you call out the other Virena and then like snipe a back row unit and then like the Grade 3 Virena like on a rear guard slot or something gains a massive buff from Nirvana and all that type of shit and then attack the front row.
That'd be fun.
Be funny, yeah. But yeah, that's for later discussions. But anyways, yeah. So that was the reveal for Dragon Empire. There was 2 reveals for Dark States as well. You want to start with the Grade 1?
Which Grade 1? Because there's the Grade 1 order.
Okay. And the order is a Grade 1 too. Not the order.
So Grade 1, that's not the order. Acrobrat. Yep, it's a brat.
That's definitely how it's pronounced.
Acrobrat presenter. Grade 1, 8K power, 5K shield. Auto rear guard. When this unit attacks or boosts, if your vanguard is Diablo, Violence, Bruce, charge 1, and if you're in final rush, soul 1. So immediately soul charge 2 as soon as you hit your grade 3 turn, and it doesn't have to just be there. Oh, your Bruce attacks, soul charge. It's whenever it boosts and vanguard is Bruce. So that's awesome.
Yes. I like that card. I like that card a lot. Obviously, it's only really meant for Bruce, but I like it a lot. Yeah, you can soul charge the 2, and you can soul charge, and you can just hopefully be able to do final rush not just once, but probably twice. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I really, because that's just like how we were saying that consistency for the consistency boost that Nirvana got in that Dragon Empire start deck. This is another consistency boost that Bruce got in the Dark Stage trial deck. So that's really cool.
Yes.
Now going on to the grade 1 order is Brother's Soul, and its ability is you soul charge 2. So that's plain, simple, real quick to the point, and it helps you soul charge.
Yes, so and I love how ridiculously simple the effect is, but I love how simple and clean the art looks on that too. And got like blue trim and stuff, text box like underneath and everything like that. I don't know.
I new way the orders look. I'm hoping that when they introduce blitz orders, that they're gonna look like the old orders and be all like, oh, guard, 50,000 shield value for no reason. Oh, guard, here comes a hoe. I don't know.
I like the idea of doing it like this. So like even if they come out with like an order or something that's like a blitz order and is interactive at somehow during the opponent's turn, I'd much rather have this clean like art and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know, I think this is pretty cool. Yes, definitely helps the consistency. Definitely helps with being able to go beyond just the one final rush turn. You can go for 2, which is very, very important in that deck, because that one final rush turn might not kill a person. So
yeah,
2 final rush turns probably will.
Yeah, especially if when they introduce set 1, if there's another boss unit that goes off of it. So it's like, oh, you're in final rush, front row, extra bonus.
Yeah.
But something like that would be cool, and we're seeing already that they're in multiple different aesthetics into these clans, because that Acrobat presenter looks like a Pale Moon and a Spike Brother unit combined.
So, yeah, that's kind of my I didn't go into that, but that's kind of my theory with the whole Virena thing. It's like, what if some of these boss units that are going to be introduced actually for in the actual set, maybe they're not actual boss units. Maybe they're not the actual vanguard that you're wanting to play with. Maybe they're rear guard units that are ultra powerful and like actually do help the deck to a pretty large degree, but you don't necessarily need them for the people that are going to be playing hardcore budget or something like that. I don't know. I think that's having a budget friendly option in any card game is a huge plus.
Oh yeah, like that.
Yeah. So why don't we go to Keter next? Keter Sanctuary reveals for today.
All right. So the first we got was Knight of Heavenly Sword Fort. He's a Fort Knight. Auto. When it is rode upon by knights of your rooks, cost reveal 2 great cards and reveal the top part of your vault 2 rear guard unit card, put it in drop zone. And then act rear guard once per turn, cost counter +1. Choose one of your grade 3 guards and it gets power 5k per turn. So again, consistency boost of, because this deck runs a whole crap ton of, you reveal them and get a free top deck call unless it's the order. So that's cool.
Gold Paladin style right there. Free top deck call. And for the cost of revealing 2 grade 3s or 1 grade 3.
Reveal 2 cards that are grade 3s from your hand. So
yeah, two grade 3s. Revealing 2 grade 3s. That's hardly a cost. But the cost is we'll talk about in a little bit. But let's go ahead. Go ahead and get into the grade 2.
All right. Grade 2, Knight of Heavenly Spear Rooks. Auto, when this unit is rode upon by a ruler Bastion, cost reveal 3 grade 3 cards from your hand and draw a card. And then continuous rear guard during your turn. You have 3 or more grade 3 units. It's boost and power plus 5k. I absolutely love that ability to boost because this deck runs so many grades. And then the ability to say, he's rode upon by my Apex ruler. Well, reveal the many, many grade 3s in my hand. I draw a card.
Yes. I like, basically free plus again. The cost of just revealing grade 3s, not too much of a cost. Just to basically plus, and then the fact that it can boost is very essential in this. I definitely, it's definitely needed, very warranted as well. And then the grade 3 Bastion.
All right, going on to the main grade 3 Apex Ruler Bastion has Persona Ride. Continuous Vanguard. During your turn, all of your grade 3 units get power plus 2k. And then auto Vanguard once per turn. At the end of the battle that your drive check revealed a grade 3, cost, discard a card from hand, choose one of your rear guards, stand it, and it gets power plus 10k end of turn. So this is very, very, very reminiscent of Ashura Kaiser. And I have very mixed feelings about it. I really like the plus 2k because it makes very awkward numbers these are hitting for. So if you are going first, you're swinging for 15 out of 10, which I really like because that forces your opponent to guard with 2 cards and the second ability of when you reveal a grade 3 on your drive check to restand plus 10k to something is really nice because you run so many grade 3s. You're running 16 in total. I believe it's 15 once he's out of deck for the ride deck. So you have at least 12 options in both of your ride skills off. Hit a grade 3 on your drive check. But the fact, maybe I'm being greedy, but it's a once per turn. So you will only get to restand, which is fair because that dude's going to be 25k at least. But the problem is so many grade 3s, so little shield value. That's my biggest beef with it. And I can go on and on about it, on how I very much like that, but we need to see more before you can actually do it. You can't say these are 3 cards, the deck trash because it revolves around grade 3. For all we know, the grade gain shield value. They could retire stuff. They could gain massive power buffs. We don't, and until we know more, you can't have a whole lot of input on it, except for the 3 cards that we know.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can't get too upset at these reveals. They're just 3 cards. It does let us know the strategy of this deck. So we're talking about costs, and some of these costs are pretty costless. Just reveal cards to get a free call, reveal cards to draw a card, and then CB1 to gain plus 5k. This one automatically gains plus power and gains boost, like stuff like that, I feel like the grade 3s are the cost of this deck because having less shield value, running less shield value, but being able to almost always get off those free skills and almost always get off, not almost always, but to possibly get that restand off even easier, I guess I should say. I think is the perk. The drawback is the running grade 3s. The other thing with the grade 3 elements too, I feel like you're going to be running less grade 2s, and I think that what it is in the actual trial deck is that there's a lot less grade 2s.
You're running 4 grade 2s. It's the exact Stoicheia where he's only running 4 grade 3s.
That completely makes sense to me now. So yes, you have your 4 grade 2s. One's obviously going to be in your ride deck, but then you've got the other 3 in your deck that have boost, and your grade 1s will obviously are boosters as well. So you're going to be able to have those out on field and everything like that. But I think that's very needed. But having the lower grade 2 count, I think, prevents the early rush, because if this deck had an early rush option, I think it would win most of its games. So I feel like the high grade 3 count, while it is your big, kind of engine and what makes the deck go, it is also the drawback of the deck to make it balanced, because otherwise it would just totally own everyone.
I like that it does not have an early rush potential outside of calling possibly a grade off of that grade 1 skill. You possibly top deck a grade 3. Oh, that grade 3 has some ability to gain power. It's an early.
Oh no, yeah, it can still absolutely, that can still happen. Like I'm not saying that you can't go ham. You can't just like call out a bunch of grade 3s on your board while you're on grade 1. You can't do that crap. You have to rely on the superior call engine in order to go off. But no, I that's what I'm saying. Like if you were able to superior call like a grade 3, and then I call this grade 2 and call a grade 1 and call a grade 1 and do like Royal Paladin things like you can now. Especially with shield value so limited right now. I don't know. I don't want to judge it. I do not think it's bad by any means. I think it's actually quite good. It has some pretty big potential, but we got to see more reveals.
Yeah, I'm very on the line until they reveal more, especially what the grade 3s are gonna do. Because I would be okay. Obviously, I'd be okay, but I would like to see. I should say it. I would like to see the grade 3 order or the grade 3 unit gain power when guarding like 5K, so that you have some form outside of ones, which you're running, I think, 12 of, because you're running 16 grade 3s. So outside of that, you have to see your grade 1s to have 5K shields or your triggers. So that's where I'm hoping they can make up for some of that. But I do understand. I understand from what the deck does why they made it so heavy on the grade 3s, because you get restands and you get buffs, and you get bonuses off of it, which makes sense. They just, in my personal opinion, to be able to do a lot of stuff, what Stoicheia does, which we'll get to in a sec, what Dragon Empire does, what Dark does, they do definitely need shield value aside from the shield value that we're hoping that the triggers will get.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I completely lost what I was going to say. Never mind. I had something important, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. But I don't know, the grade 3s. Yeah, like you could have like really good skills that it automatically gains like a plus 5K, or even a plus 2 or 3K. Like is really really good. Just gaining that off the bat, and then maybe some of these ones you call, like you have another grade 3 that like you CB and it gains plus 10k. You play front triggers. You can play front triggers now, and in this, I think that impact. I think some people might be undervaluing. The other issue I will say too is obviously, yeah, you're playing 16 grade 3s. So most decks are going to be playing, 8 grade 3s, whatever. But by playing these 16 grade 3s, you're potentially missing out on 8 cards of shield value in the deck. But these shield values are for the grade 2s and grade 1s have only been 5k. So you're only losing out on so much. Now with the 8 cards, that's 40k. That's 40k in total shield value missing from the deck. So yeah, I see that being a problem, but again, we don't know. Triggers do have effects. It's all but confirmed now. So we just have to wait and see what triggers do.
Yeah.
Right, but let's go ahead and move on to Stoicheia reveals.
All right. So the first one was grade 1, Sylvan Horned Beast. Auto. When this unit is rode upon by Sylvan Horned Beast Lattice, you may reveal top card of your deck. If it is a grade 2 or less unit, alt to rear guard. If it isn't, put it into your soul. And then continuous back row rear guard. Interesting. During the battle this unit attacked, it gets power plus 5. So again, we're seeing a lot of the when rode upon abilities for the ride deck cards, which I really like.
Yes, adds a whole consistency value to each of these decks. And then yes, this grade 1 being able to attack for 13k from back row is pretty nice. So yeah. Grade 2.
Grade 2, Sylvan Horned Beast Lattice. Auto. When this unit is rode upon by Sylvan Horned Beast King Magnolia, cost Soul Blast. Reveal top card of your deck. If it is a unit card, call it card. If it isn't, put it into your hand. And then auto, back row rear guard, another one. When this unit attacks Vanguard, cost Soul Blast 1, and the unit gains power plus 10 until end of that battle. So again, it has that Vanguard skill. And if you heard me right, it says unit card was. So orders are not unit cards. If you get the order, you add it to your.
Yes.
It's cool. So the order would be like, oh, revealed at I win. Talent.
And then the grade 3.
Grade 3, Sylvan Horned Beast King Magnolia has Persona Ride and then Vanguard. At the end of the battle, this unit cost Counterblast 1. Choose one of your rear guards until end of turn. That unit can attack from the back row and gets power plus 5. If you Persona Road this turn, choose 3 rear guards instead of 1. Spicy meatball.
Spicy. So yeah, on your first grade 3 turn, you can have 4 attacks. And then on your Persona Ride turn, on your turn 4, you can have possibly 6 attacks. So that's quite interesting, especially we're seeing now clearly with the reveal of the strategy why this deck runs so many high grade 2 count, has such a high grade 2 count, because you want all of those attackers. So being able to enable your entire back row basically to poke is very, very good, especially if you're, the later and later in the game, and the more damage your opponent's at, the more threatening these attacks become. However, the one drawback to this is that your back row is going to be attacking for pretty measly numbers. Outside of this grade 2, which you're only going to have 3 of, clearly because you're going to ride one of them from your ride deck. So the grade 1 gains power plus 5k, so it can attack for 13k. That's pretty nice. But outside of this, yeah, outside of some of those cards, these numbers, especially in the back row, are going to be pretty measly. And it looks like the deck can get shut down by literally like one defensive trigger. Again, the grade 2 can still hit. There, a grade 3 probably still can hit, I think. But overall, yeah, I mean, like, if one defensive trigger could possibly ruin this whole deck's play. Which is balanced again by sorry, the train's distracting me. That does make it balanced to an extent. That way you're not you can't. I just don't want to have another Excel situation where it's like, okay, like, just attack, I win. I'm talented. And I will say that this is sort of preventing that, because you do need some of these key units for these plays to actually benefit, for this play to actually do well. But we got to see what these other grade 2s do as well. I have a feeling that grade 2 order card will probably superior call to some extent.
Superior call with power.
Yeah. So that'll be kind of spicy.
I do like that it is turn 4 restricted. It is like, just like Spike Brothers, just like Dark State. It's restricted to that turn 4. We see that is the exact opposite for Keter and Dragon Empire, where they can go off a little bit on turn 3. This can go off somewhat on turn 3 4 attacks, but one of those attacks is, like you were saying, is either going to be that grade 2 for 25k or the grade 1 for 18k with the 5k power buff from shield. And for that plus 10 grade 2, you do have to Soul Blast. So that's where, if you're going to run out of soul eventually, you only got 3 of them in there. So you got to play that a little carefully. But until you Persona ride, you do not get 6 attacks. But once you do ride, you will have 6 attacks. Yes. The interesting part, I want to know what they're going to do, because the back row is really. If you hit your over trigger, then you can give one of your back row dudes power buff, and that'd be pretty cool. With even just a elemental one, you can give the one of 2 your back row dudes plus a gazillion power, and it's all like, suck it, 6 damage, go. But I like that it is turn 4 restricted. I really do. Yeah, and I feel like balances it, especially with still being 10k. So, I hit a front trigger. It doesn't help my back row that needs to attack. But my opponent hits a trigger, and now my back row is completely shut down. I like that. The back row is completely shut down, and it makes the front row easier to guard. So, I quite like. I think it's very, very good, but it's I think people are hyping it a little too much because Excel. It reminds people of Excel, so people are all like, Excel, and we all know how busted Excel is, so it's going to be insane. That's what I'm hoping too, because this is definitely going to be very piece reliance. And like I said, I think the order is going to superior call something to some extent, or get you some of your pieces in some way, so that it, again, it's that consistency factor. But I don't know from stream, but there was 2 triggers that were in the damage zone for Stoicheia when they were showing Sylvan Horn Beast did. Well, one of those triggers was the trigger that we saw, which had what looked like to be the same text on the bottom of it, but behind it is what I can only assume to have been the heal trigger. I don't know, but it had, instead of 2 lines of text, 3 lines of texts. Yes. So like I said, we know for a fact that these triggers are going to have skills to some extent. I mean, there's been people too that have been looking at the crit trigger from last week, crit trigger reveal from in the
drive check, and it it does have a cost attached to it. There's a cost icon, whatever, attached to it. So we know that they're going to have some sort of skills, but what those are, we don't know at this moment. Like we've all been theorizing, they're gonna have to be defensive abilities, because we need it. Some of these numbers can get quite ridiculous. I'm kind of hoping that some of these skills are like exclusive to nations, maybe. Like maybe like the Dark States crit can push to soul and like give something plus power. Maybe the Dragon Empire crit. I'm always hoping for a Berg, or Denial Griffin skill, where I can pop a rear guard. Maybe Keter Sanctuary. You just give a buff to one of your grade 3s, and then Stoicheia. I don't know.
My thought process for Stoicheia for a nation-based trigger would be a front trigger that instead of giving the power to the front row, gives the back row.
No, because then it's Excel all over again. Yeah, no, I don't know. They gotta be careful with this shit.
I mean, think about it. It's perfectly within reason right now.
No, it's not. I don't like it. All right, then. If it does that, then I want my critical trigger for Dragon Empire. I guard with it. I immediately blow up all rear guards on field. It's reasonable. It's reasonable. It's fine. Yeah, so that's it for reveals, right? Yeah, that's it for reveals. Yeah. Next is going to be Brantgate. We're going to get an idea of what Brantgate does. Pretty sure it's going to lock to some extent.
It was going to be.
I really, 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 really hope to God that if Dragon Empire only has Virina right now, that looks like it's able to snipe a rear guard. But if they're going to do lock, it can't be to a massive extent. It has to be like 1 or 2 rear guards and has to be limited in some way. And it has to be a hefty cost. Because I don't know. Because if it locks, if you have to pay a hefty cost and it locks 1, Stoicheia is going to be like one of the few ones that can get around it, basically. Some of the other ones can, but just not as well. If you lock a Dragon Empire like a Virina, lock one of their essential overdress units, then that deck's just screwed. I don't know. So they got to play it careful. Otherwise, we could be.
I would absolutely
off the bat in trouble. Let's not do this game.
Love to see something where, because we know there's an order zone on the field. I would absolutely love to see their order card be kind of like a continuous trap or spell card, where you place it in that order zone, and that's activating it. And then when you pay a cost to lock a rear guard, it goes and it's just kind of just imprisoned in said area. And after you get X and Y amount, you do some ridiculous ability. That would be very, very interesting. Like, after
I wouldn't mind that, but I want to be careful. I want to be careful too about saying, because like I think a lot of people, because of its name too, like hell, even the Keter Sanctuary one, because of its name, we kind of automatically, like, our minds go to Yu-Gi-Oh and think field spells and like and crap like that, and we have the order area, but to kind of throw a wrench in that, it might not be a field spell. It might not be like a field spell-esque kind of thing. It could be, very well could be. I think that'd be cool. I do actually want that. I do actually want that. But this order zone is also could also just be an order zone, because we didn't have an area to actually play an order card. You just kind of threw it out before. So we did kind of need an area to play the order card. You know, it's a card game. You have to have an area. You have to have something to. There has to be a rule to how this card is played. So
yeah, that'd be cool. Just add
but
it.
yeah, I do want a field spell. I do want a field spell. So like, I think that'd be awesome. But we'll see.
Yeah, I just want. I do want them to be very careful if it includes any mechanic. Like, we already saw a Chaos Breaker-esque dude, and it's like, just for the love of God, please, because so Chaos Breaker standard is not very good, but I mean, it still can full board lock you.
It's actually doing all right.
I don't know how, but like,
it's just because it hard counters a lot of clans, but that's for a whole separate thing that we're getting into. So I do want to go over stuff like that. I want to go over some of those cards as well, but that's for a whole separate video. But yeah, Brandgate next week. Hopefully we can get this damn 10th anniversary video going and get it out. I really want that to happen, but it's just been so hard to get the team together. So yeah. But that's it from us. We will see you guys hopefully later in the week. If not, then we will definitely see you next Tuesday for the reveals. We'll see you next time. Bye.